out. I thought this one was good today, Josh. Joe Biden's announced that he's written a book about his time as president. It's called Promise Me, America, and it's coming out November 17th. Was that written by an auto pen, do you think, or how did he remember what he'd done?
Who knows? I mean, why are these people continuing to write books that they're not really writing? It's a grift. That's what it is, right? I mean, who is the king of the grift? The Biden family, the Biden crime family. So, look, when we've cut them off, we cut off their security clearances, right? So they can't make money in Ukraine. They can't make money in China. They can't make money in all these foreign areas. Well, they're used to a certain lifestyle, so they got to do something else. So the grift continues with the Bidens, and now they want to push these horrific books that they didn't even write, and no one's going to read. So only one that's going to be making any money is them, and the only ones that are going to be losing money are going to be the publishing companies that are stupid enough to give them the advances.
And probably because they got a grant in the beginning so that they can hand it back in the circular system of the old USA business model. Pete Buttigieg is refusing to rule out a presidential bid for 2028. I say bring it on, Mayor Pete.
I don't know, man. He is, well, first of all, he's going to have a real problem with black voters, number one. Number two, he was a absolutely horrific transportation secretary. I mean, we had so many things backed up for so long, for months and months and months. He didn't even bat an eye at what happened in Palestine, Ohio, with the train derailment. So I can't imagine him even having the audacity to even want to run, let alone actually do it, because he would get slaughtered completely. What does Trump call him? Alfred E. Newman.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to see him run against either J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio and see what happens. But, it just doesn't make any sense. No. But this is the delusion of grandeur that many of them have. Look, if the voter rules change, as you've suggested, and many have said it before, there may not even be a Democrat Party by 2028, or at least after it. So it doesn't matter who runs at that point with the poison chalice that it would therefore be, but we're a long way off that. We've learnt that Jack Smith read messages between Trump officials, dozens of lawmakers of both parties, and ran roughshod over the Constitution. So that's an interesting one in itself, despite denying it.
He needs to go to jail. Absolutely needs to go to jail. Lied to Congress, prosecutorial misconduct, obstruction of justice, election interference, malicious prosecution. Take your pick. I mean, he is guilty of so many felonies. It's ridiculous. And again, he wasn't even appointed correctly. So I really hope that he's going to be wrapped up in this criminal conspiracy.
Now, moving over to, the big news story, the big old news story of the week was all about Iran. Yes. What I want to do now is just play you a couple of clips from President Trump, and then we're going to talk about this other interesting story. And then we're going to hear a little bit from JFK as well, which is also interesting going back in time as we head towards the end of the show. But here's the first clip from Trump.
These strikes continue?
They'll continue until I say it's enough. I mean, they'll continue. They've been, the word the military likes to use is degrade. They've been degraded to a very low level. And they have fight. It's like a great boxer. You think you have him beat, and then all of a sudden he comes back and he gives you a shot. They have some fight left, but they don't have much. And their weapon degrading has been incredible at a level nobody thought it was possible to do it this quickly. I'll save the energy targets for last, but ultimately we'll hit energy targets, yeah. But we're going to hit them very hard tonight. We're going to hit them very hard tomorrow night. We're going to hit them very hard the night after. And then next week it gets really bad for them, because next week comes the power plants. Next week comes the bridges. We're going to knock out all their power plants. We're going to knock out all their bridges unless they get to the table and negotiate.
Do you believe the Iranians are serious about...
Again, I said this a million times. Shut your mouth. Stop telepathing what you're planning on doing to your enemy. I don't understand why he does that. Just do it. Don't say anything about it. Just do it. Just take them out and don't tell them it's coming. Why would you tell them it's coming? Then what happens? Then you have the fake, allies in Pakistan and Saudi Arabia and all the rest of these Arab countries saying, wait a minute, let's go back to diplomacy. Let's go back to diplomacy. Meanwhile, we're getting closer and closer and closer to the midterm elections, and this regime is still in power. President Trump needs to just take them out and keep quiet about it.
Well, it seems that when he tells you about it, he doesn't want to do it, and that's the reason why. So, but he always points one way and throws the other way, but there's always an ace up his sleeve. Here's another interesting Iran story that's popped up in the New York Times. Inside Israel's secret operation to cultivate Ahmadinejad, the former Iranian president, the year-long effort to groom him as an intelligence asset culminated in a dramatic effort to take him to a Mossad safe house in Iran in the early days of the war, but the plan fell apart, Josh.
Yeah, this is really, really, really strange because Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was probably the most anti-Israel, anti-American, but definitely anti-Israel president Iran has probably ever had in their existence. I mean, this is the guy that said, we're going to blow them off the map. He read, rally after rally of burning of American flags and Israeli flags. This guy was like the most anti-Israel president ever. And by the way, he was also likely one of the people that was part of the 1979 revolution and were taking of the hostages as well. But here's the thing. If you think about it, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. My goodness, Mossad trying to cultivate a relationship with Mahmoud Ahmadinejad after what he has said that he wants to do to Israel is just unbelievable. Now, in the opening salvo of the war on February 28th, after they killed, the 50 plus people, including, the Ayatollah, they hit his compound, and apparently he wasn't there, or if he was there, he got out somehow, and all of a sudden, they said a black Peugeot pulls right up and grabs him and pulls him away and drives away to a safe house. Well, it turns out that was Mossad. And apparently Mossad has been cultivating this relationship, getting him to, quote, flip in case there's a regime change. They wanted to install this guy rather than Pahlavi, which to me doesn't make any sense. Sounds like you're making another mistake if you want to know the truth. But then they kind of hid behind like art galleries and different types of conferences in Budapest, Hungary, and they made it sound like it was for this, but it was really just a front so that they could meet with Ahmadinejad and try to figure out a way to get him to flip and be a spy on the Iranian people. And it's just a crazy, crazy story if anyone really gets a chance to read it. But it's amazing that they chose that guy in particular, as anti-Israel as he always was, to be the one to try to flip.
Yeah, quite incredible, isn't it? And then you think that by letting the story out, is it now designed to create more friction within Iranian leadership to wonder if there are more traitors within?
Well, he's a dead man walking. They already arrested him. They took him out of the safe house, and now the IRGC commanders have him somewhere captive. So he's not going to be alive much longer, because that story that's been coming out, there's details about it. So he can't sit there and say, oh, it's not true. It's not true. It is absolutely true. So he'll be hanging pretty soon.